In the world of competitive gaming, there is nothing more frustrating than running into a player who clearly spent way too much money on a legendary skin that gives them a broken advantage. We call it pay to win. It feels unfair, it breaks the balance of the game, and it makes you want to uninstall. But if you think your favorite battle royale is unbalanced, you clearly haven't been paying attention to the real world. Earth is essentially a massive 4 billion-year-old server where the developers forgot to patch the most overpowered builds. We like to think that evolution is this fair, slow process of gradual improvement, but sometimes nature just hands out a set of legendary items that feel like straight-up cheats. Today, we are looking at 5 animals that decided the standard evolutionary grind was too slow and instead opted for pay-to-win skins that allow them to absolutely troll the rest of the ecosystem. Before we get to number 1, which literally discovered a secret hack for immortality, we have to look at the master of the visual bait. Imagine you are a hungry insect flying through a tropical forest. You are looking for a meal or maybe just a nice place to rest. You see a vibrant, beautiful orchid. It looks perfect. It looks safe. But as you land, the flower develops arms, grabs you, and starts eating your head. Welcome to the world of the Orchid Mantis. This isn't just camouflage, it's what biologists call aggressive mimicry, and it is the definition of a pay-to-win skin. Most animals use camouflage to hide from predators, which is a defensive playstyle, but the orchid mantis uses its legendary skin to hide from its own food. Its legs have evolved into these wide, heart-shaped lobes that look exactly like flower petals. Its body color can shift between shades of white and pink to match the local flora. It is so good at its job that it actually attracts more bees and butterflies than the real flowers do. Think about how broken that is. It doesn't have to hunt, it just exists, and the food comes to it. It is essentially using a lure mod in a survival game where everyone else is playing on permadeath. If you think that sounds unfair, wait until you hear about our next contender. If the orchid mantis has a visual skin, the superb lyrebird has the ultimate audio hack. Imagine you're in the Australian bush and you hear the distinct sound of a chainsaw cutting through wood. You look around expecting to see a construction crew, but all you see is a medium-sized bird sitting on a branch. Then the bird changes its tune and perfectly mimics the sound of a camera shutter, a car alarm, or a dog barking. The lyrebird is the ultimate soundboard troll of the animal kingdom. While other birds spend their energy on bright feathers or complex dances, the lyrebird put all its skill points into the mimicry tree. It can accurately reproduce the calls of over 20 different species of birds, but it doesn't stop there. It uses these sounds to create a wall of noise that confuses predators and attracts mates by basically lying about its identity. It is the equivalent of a player using a voice changer to convince the entire lobby that they are the admin. The sheer complexity of their syrinx, which is the bird equivalent of a voice box, allows them to produce 2 sounds at once. They are literally dual-wielding audio tracks. This isn't just for show, though. By mimicking the alarm calls of other birds, they can clear out a feeding area by tricking everyone else into thinking a hawk is nearby. They are the masters of social engineering, using their skins and sounds to manipulate the very rules of the forest. But if we're talking about manipulation, we have to talk about the cuckoo bird. If the lyrebird is a voice changer, the cuckoo is a straight-up server infiltrator. It is the malware of the bird world. The cuckoo doesn't bother the tedious grind of raising its own children. Instead, it has a legendary skin for its eggs. When a cuckoo finds the nest of another bird species, it waits for the parents to leave, swoops in, eats one of the original eggs, and replaces it with its own. Now here is the pay-to-win part. The cuckoo's egg is a perfect cosmetic match for the host's eggs. It mimics the color, the spotting, and the size so perfectly that the host parents have no idea they are being trolled. When the cuckoo chick hatches, it immediately proceeds to kick all the other eggs and chicks out of the nest, ensuring it gets 100% of the resources. It is the ultimate griefing tactic. The host parents will spend weeks working themselves to death to feed a chick that's eventually going to be 5 times their size, all because they couldn't see through a cosmetic skin. It is a level of psychological warfare that makes you realize nature doesn't care about your feelings. It only cares about the win rate. And speaking of win rates, let's talk about the cephalopod that basically bought the ultimate RGB lighting kit. The Flamboyant Cuttlefish is a small creature with a massive ego. While most cuttlefish use their color-changing abilities to blend into the sand, the Flamboyant Cuttlefish does the exact opposite. It pulses with bright yellows, purples, and reds, creating a moving display of light that looks like a neon sign in a dark alley. This is a classic look-at-me skin that screams danger. It is using what we call aposematicism, which is a visual warning to predators that says, if you eat me, you will regret it. The cuttlefish is highly toxic, and its skin is the billboard that advertises its lethality. But it is not just the colors, it's the texture. Cuttlefish can change the physical shape of their skin to mimic coral or rocks. They have a 3D rendering engine built into their bodies. They are playing a completely different game than the fish around them. While a tuna is stuck being a silver tube that swims fast, the cuttlefish is a shape-shifting, color-shifting, toxic pulsing nightmare that can vanish in a second or turn into a strobe light the next. It is the RTX 4090 of the ocean, rendering its environment in real time with ray tracing enabled. But even with all that tech, it still has to die eventually. Or does it? That brings us to our number 1 pick, the ultimate cheat code, the only creature on Earth that has officially found the respawn button, the Teratopsis dohrnii, better known as the Immortal Jellyfish. Every other animal on this list uses their skin to win the current round. This jellyfish found a way to stay in the game forever. When this jellyfish gets old, sick, or stressed, it doesn't just die. It undergoes a process called transdifferentiation. It basically reverts its cells back to their earliest state, turning itself back into a polyp, which is the jellyfish version of a baby. It's like reaching the end of a long, difficult RPG, and instead of the game over screen, you just get to keep your stats and start back at level 1. It can do this infinitely. It is the only known creature that is biologically immortal. It has bypassed the most fundamental rule of the server, the aging mechanic. If that isn't the ultimate pay-to-win skin, I don't know what is. It has a legendary cosmetic that literally prevents it from ever being deleted from the database. It is the God mode of the natural world. These animals remind us that nature isn't a balanced experience. It is a chaotic, beautiful, and often hilarious arms race where the most creative cheaters often come out on top. Whether it's through visual deception, audio manipulation, social hacking, or literal immortality, these 5 creatures have figured out how to troll their way to the top of the food chain. They didn't just play the game, they changed the rules. If you enjoyed this deep dive into nature's ultimate trolls, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content on the weirdest builds in the animal kingdom. Let me know in the comments which of these skins you would pick for your own survival. Would you go for the Orchid Mantis's stealth or the jellyfish's infinite lives? Thanks for watching and stay curious.